Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Mike, also known as L Thurwell, and this is Banished Mega Mod Let's Play episode number 1. So we're going to jump straight in today. We're not going to fanny around. I just want to quickly say that Banished is an awesome game. If you don't know what Banished is, go ahead and watch the series and you'll find out. Or if you can't wait that long, go ahead and Google it. I'm sure you'll find out pretty damn quickly what Banished is. Basically Age of Empires, just without building army units. You just got to sustain a town. So, Banished on its own is quite a basic game. It's quite challenging. But I wanted to add more to it. I wanted to expand on it. I wanted to make it a decent length series without getting like 10 episodes in and being like pretty much done or dying or like failed the game. So I went ahead and installed the Mega mod. Basically it's got over 120 mods and counting, but at the moment it's got 120 mods and it's absolutely insane. I do want to just say for the record, I tried to record this like 3 times before. The first time the game was froze on OBS, the second time my audio wasn't working, and then the third time I realised that I was recording in the wrong file format, so it's all been a big tits up. So we're going to go ahead and call our town, we're going to call it Coolsville, because I am unoriginal and all I can think of at the moment is Scooby-Doo. So on the terrain types, this is the type of map you'll be spawning in. So obviously by default this game has valleys and mountains, but mod adds, don't ask me to name which each mod does because I couldn't tell you even if I tried, because obviously there's so many mods. You can see that there's 2 different types of mods that add some, and I said this in the other recordings, in the failed attempts, that I didn't want this series to be difficult. I wanted it to be sort of not too easy but not too hard, and I wanted to make it insightful and hopefully entice some people into trying the game, because obviously the more money the devs get, the more better this game can become, and I feel that in the future it has some great potential. So let's go ahead and just choose a flat plains. No, it's basically easy mode, but who cares. We're going to keep it on very large, added by a mod. It makes the large map even larger, so if we get in a good swing of things, it will allow us to keep going and expanding, and the more we expand the more difficult, but I'll explain all that in just a second. Climate, obviously there's a mod which adds a whole host of new climates, but we're just going to go ahead and keep it on fair. Disasters we're going to have on, and starting conditions we're going to have them as medium, and there's some extra information. You can go ahead and pause it if you really want to read it, but we've already spent long enough rambling on, so we're going to go ahead and jump into the video. This is episode number 1, starting out and getting shit underway. Now I do want to say this is kind of a blind playthrough. I have played this before about a year ago, but I really don't remember much, so consider this practically a blind playthrough. If you're an expert at this game, then feel free to teach me some shit in the comments, which I will be replying to, by the way. It's just at the moment I know pretty much nothing, and I've got all these mods as well, so it's going to be a fun time. And we're going to be in today, so obviously starting on medium we get a number of settlers. Now before we go ahead and do anything, I like to set up a couple of things which I remember. First of all, I like to have the basically your resources up here. You have your wood, you have your fuel, you have your food, you have your stone, and you have your other stuff, materials, iron, tools, quartz, blah blah blah. So you'll get the hang of it as you watch the episode. So the next thing I like to set up is the job, not that one. There's a mod which has added all of these, I won't call them new ones, but there was a basic one which I just like to use, but I can't seem to find it, so we'll just use this one for now. Actually I think this might have been it, it's just because there's a lot more jobs added. And then usually, because I'm playing in windowed mode, it's quite difficult to navigate the map, so I'm going to open up the mini map because it's going to become a method to basically travel around. So if we just scroll out here, we can sort of check the vicinity. Now I can tell you straight away, the first issue we're having is I like to, well, it's quite popular to set up a fishing dock as your first source of food, but obviously we're quite a while away from water, so this might be more difficult than I actually anticipated. So let's go ahead and take our map back over here. You'll have to forgive me whilst I'm just sort of gathering my feet in terms of how to move around. So you'll see that at the moment my villagers are just idling, so we're going to go and we're going to go to the homes. You'll see that if you have played the normal game, there's a lot of new houses added in comparison to just the normal default one. If we were on hard mode, we'd probably start off with mini houses and stuff, but we're not too hard. We can get materials quite easy. So I think we're going to start off with we'll probably go log cabin here, and we're going to have to build a few of these. So let's go ahead and build one there. Right, so let me just explain something quickly about the houses on this, for those that don't know. Basically, this game relies on you to expand your town by building more houses, and with that you've got the correlation of keeping the upkeep costs, such as getting more fuel for fires, more food, because obviously you can't grow food in winter, or at least you can't with the way that we're going to be doing it with fields and stuff, so you've got to get enough food for the winter. And basically you've got to be careful with how many houses you build, because you can get into an easy habit of just laying down like 50 houses and then they could build them all. But what that does is it kind of half forces the villagers into mating and basically creating babies. If you didn't know, that's how babies are made. Yeah. Anyway, so you've got to be careful with the amount of houses that you build. So you'll notice that we have a population here of 10 adults, 0 students for when we get schools, and 7 kids. Basically, if we build more than, say, 5 houses at the moment, these are going to start having more kids, and the more kids you have, obviously the more food you need and the more resources you need. But if you don't have the people to work to keep those, you're creating a big unbalance in the system, and it's just not a very good thing. So you'll notice that they're still idling, so what we have to do is we have to go up here and we have to set some builders. So let's go ahead and set 2 builders, and we'll keep 8 labourers. Labourers basically just do any labour that needs doing, so you'll notice that we're going to come here and we're going to harvest some resources. Now I think I'm going to expand out in this direction, because we want to head towards the water. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and select all of this and select clear. So what should happen if we go ahead and speed this up to 10 times right here, you'll notice that all the labourers start coming in, they start knocking shit down, and oh, we had a bit of a freeze there, and they're going to basically come up here. The builders are then going to use those resources to construct these cabins that we've built. So here we are, this is our first expansion, and we're pretty much done. So we've dug out this area now, we're going to come back down to 1 times. So now that we have this, and we've got people living in each one, we've got some in there, we've got some in there, we've got some in there, probably need to build 1 more house. What we need now is we need some food and we need some wood for the winter, because if you have a look up here, it is spring at the moment, and basically once spring is over, it'll get into summer and then winter, and obviously if we don't have enough food, usually if I remember correctly we have enough food for the winter, usually. I may be wrong though, and we may end up failing miserably. I'm hoping to carry on this series until we are pretty much considered FUCKED, because you can get diseases on this and stuff, and I want to keep going until there's no coming back from it. So this could be a 10 episode thing, it could be a 3 episode thing, it could be a 300 episode thing, but let's just hope I can keep it up, because I don't have the greatest track record of keeping series going, which is entirely my fault. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to build a lumber place here. I just need to figure out where it is, because I've completely forgotten where everything is. So just bear with me, guys, whilst I figure my way around. So it should be in here. Where is it? Oh, no, this is all storage, I think. Storage, markets and trade. What's this? Town services, food production, resource production, refined resources. Ah, so it's like a extended menu. Alright, so this looks a bit different from the one I'm used to, but at least we're getting there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to build a lumberyard. It takes 40 wood and 15 stone, which is perfectly fine. So we're going to go ahead and get that built. Now straight away we know that we're going to need a few more houses. There is a way to check how many people are housed. Oh, there we are. There are citizens without a home, so there's 4 without a home. So yeah, we could probably go ahead, do with building one more house. I think, yes, it was WAS and D to move around the map, so I'll just have to get used to using them. So we're going to carry on. We're going to stick with our style of log cabins at the moment, and we'll probably expand into something different shortly. So we're going to put you there. You can probably end up working there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to speed things up here by ×5, and we're going to start worrying about food, because obviously that's going to come. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to labour gatherer, and we're pretty much going to gather everything just so the labourers have something to do all the way to the water line, and that is a lot of work. They'll probably get it done pretty quickly, to be fair. We could probably do, with adding more storage. Obviously I'm going to have to play around with all these storages, figure out which ones are useful and which ones aren't useful, but we'll go ahead and we'll just add another stockpile just over here. I need to select what type. I just want it to be a transparent stockpile. Alright, so it's pretty much a stockpile where you can't see it. So we want we have a lumberyard now, and we're going to need a lumber individual to come and work in the lumberyard, so we just need to find that on our list over here. Where are you? Carver, cleric, Kira. Honestly, I am blind as a bat, guys. You'll gather this very quickly. Even with my glasses, I'm just terrible at finding things. What's it called? I assume that it's just put one in it, but we don't know where. Oh, here. Wait, no, that's woodcut. Oh, maybe that's what it's called. So, who's working here then? Oh, that does. Okay, alright. So, yeah, that's all sorted. It's my bad. Oh, that took me longer than it should have. Anyway guys, this is pretty much it for episode number 1. We've basically got our first town started, our first little village started. It's the start of a new age, start of a new dawn in Coolsville. Episode number 2, we're going to be focusing on food production. I'll probably record that one straight after this episode, just because I really want to get them two done, and then I'll get them out and you guys can watch it. If not, make sure to leave a comment down below. I'll always read the comments and I'll always try and reply to them. Thank you for watching guys. Don't forget to give this episode a like and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. I've been Mike, also known as Elfo, and I'll see you guys next time.